Hi guys, today is the 6th of December 2019 at 7 minutes past 10 in the evening over here in the UK, and I just wanted to do a quick video warning for tomorrow and a potential event involving a submarine and maybe Florida. You guys will be aware by now of the shooting that took place at the naval base in Florida today, and they're blaming that on Saudi Arabia at the moment. But I'm also looking at it as a potential trap. You know, when these shootings happen, often you'll get people going there, like elected officials, celebrities, stuff like that. The president doesn't attend every shooting, but he may attend the naval base, obviously, because it's, men and women serving in the armed forces, in the Navy. So it's likely that he'll go there, and it's likely that he may go there tomorrow, which would put him in Florida. Obviously, he's recently moved his address from New York to Florida, and obviously he's got Mar-a-Lago there. In this frame, we've got the George Bush character, which we've often interpreted as Donald Trump pointing at Florida, but also pointing at the shark, which we believe represents a submarine. In the shark, one of the dates I've decoded, or interpreted rather, is 1, 2, and 7 coming off of there. So that could be 12/7, which is tomorrow. And obviously, if Donald Trump does go there, it kind of puts him in that location. Now, obviously, the shark slash submarine hides the ghost image of the gun behind George Bush slash Donald Trump's head. So the interpretation I've had is shooting in Florida or shooting in Texas, because George Bush is from Texas as well, and there's the whole border thing, and we've got the board behind the Bush character, so there could be a border related issue, plus the connection to the name on the back, Jesus or Jose. A lot to look at there. But the other thing connecting me to 12/7 and a potential event involving a submarine is this one here. So you've got the, as I talked about in the last video, you've got the L, which represents the number 12, but L is also 7 upside down, so 12/7. And then I've talked about in previous videos, just down here coming up out of the tsunami wave, you can see this. I can't really move the screen. Let me do this actually, that'll be better. I can draw it. So just down here, you'll notice that shape, and it's coming up out of the tsunami wave on it. Let me rotate the image and go back to drawing. I'm not sure if you can see, but just here there's the number 2 on it, and I believe that's connected to Russia, the Sarmat 2 missile, which is nicknamed Satan 2 by NATO. And obviously, NATO has come up recently in the news. But with the interpretation for the L being a 12 and also a 7, it could be that those two events are connected, just as they appear to be connected in the previous scene, where we have the shark itself and the number 12 and 7 encoded into it. Now that target could be Florida, and obviously, that's the previous video, and obviously in connection with Florida, if you guys remember, Putin put out a little propaganda video a little while back with a video showing a missile targeting Florida, and I'm just going to play that for you guys here. I'm going to turn the volume down a bit. You may want to turn the volume down on your side and adjust it accordingly. maybe would have noticed, excuse me, just go back a bit, the land it's targeting there in this image is Florida. And obviously that wasn't launched from a submarine, but we know that they have that capability. So the potential is there. Does that mean I ran out of space? No, still going. Okay, probably gonna cut out soon, so I better be quick. In this image, I believe it's connected to this one. Now, JK Bugout, when he was making his videos before, used to talk about these two little flames and how it looks like these 2 points over here in this scene. Now, I think that could be potentially true because we also have a face. Just gonna quickly see if I can draw it before my storage completely runs out. This has been an issue. I just don't want to delete videos. Zoom in a bit. So you should be able to see the face just here. I mean, I'm a bad drawer, but nose, eye just here, closed. I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a face just there looking upwards. It's lying on its back. The explosion is coming out the back of the head, and again I believe that's connected to the shark hiding the gun behind George Bush, which we also believe represents Donald Trump. And again, with some sort of submarine connected to it coming up out of the waves. You can see the waves just there, an aircraft carrier over here, and I believe that would be the USS Abraham Lincoln or the USS Carl Vinson, maybe both, and that would be obviously in connection with Iran. So somehow, I'm not sure how, but this whole Saudi Arabia blame thing may actually be transferred to Iran, and it may be that that happens because an event happens to Donald Trump potentially while he's at the naval base in Florida after this shooting. Again, if we do have a face here which we could connect to Donald Trump, that face is connected to the submarine, which is connected to the Navy. So again, that could be another way of saying Donald Trump and the naval base, and the potential event taking place there. I don't see the date of 12/7 in this video, but I believe this relates in the Middle East, so if something did happen on 12/7, it could be a couple of days after, maybe on the 13th. Stop that. Am I still recording? Yes. Maybe on the 13th, as I've interpreted from the actual video itself, in a couple of ways. Excuse me, it was supposed to be here. Everything is making me load it again. Couple of seconds again, adjust your volume. I'll turn it down from here. But in this scene here, as I said, we've got the 3 and the 1. Could be the end of the year, but could be 1/3 being the 13th, just a couple of days after the 7th, if something were to occur on that date. Again, that may be mimicked again later in the video, just after this scene. And actually, I'm going to talk about this scene very quickly. Even this scene could be included because the head shape is actually Donald Trump's head in a silhouette type way. I'm not sure if I actually took a still of that. Let me see. Yes, I did. So I'm just going to quickly rotate that to the correct way round so we can see what I'm referring to here. And you'll see just within that box, you got Donald Trump's hairline. This will be his nose. This will be his mouth. Obviously, it's not an exact image of Donald Trump, but you've seen all the cartoon-like images they draw of him. His hair is very distinctive and is drawn exaggerated, coming out way past his, forehead. And he's often depicted with a kind of pointed, crooked nose to suggest he's crooked. But the whole concept of this is, even in this scene, we're given the head again being open, suggesting some sort of injury to the head. And then obviously we get the stock market crashing in the boy's eyes. And obviously, if something were to happen to Donald Trump like that, then we could have a potential stock market plunge beginning. And obviously, we then have one missile fired out to the mosque, or the numerous representations we've got for that particular building, which then fires out five in return. So we've got the reference to 15, but then we've also got the one missile coming from just three planes, which gives us a reference to 13 or 31. 13 if you're following on to then going on to 15, which would maybe suggest potentially something happened on the 7th. Then we have something happening in relation to what happened on the 7th taking place in the Middle East. Maybe Israel and the United States decide to go for Iran. Maybe somehow during that time, blame has been placed on Iran. Perhaps it's an Iranian dissident that has decided to come over and do something on this naval base. I don't know. I'm just putting these potentials out there. Somehow they're going to get to Iran. Then